change your life in a year 2025. Good evening. Today we embark on a discussion that is not merely about lofty ideals or abstract ideas, but about actionable steps that can redefine the trajectory of your life over the next year. You see, the process of transformation is not a mystery, it's a discipline. Let's start with clarity. If you want to change your life, you must first know what you're aiming for. Where are you now? What's working? What's broken? Write it down. Be brutally honest with yourself. Without clarity, you're wandering in a fog, and no amount of effort can guide you to the destination you haven't defined. Next, we turn to responsibility, and this is where most people falter. The moment you accept responsibility for everything, you can control your thoughts, your actions, your responses, you take the first step toward freedom. Blaming the world for your situation gives away your power to change it. Change doesn't demand monumental leaps. It demands incremental progress. Imagine this: if you improve just 1% each day, by the end of the year, the cumulative effect is transformative. Small, consistent actions, waking up on time, reading a book, improving a skill compound into extraordinary outcomes. But even with clarity and effort, you need a structured plan. What does your day look like? Your week. A plan isn't a prison, it's a guide. Make room for flexibility because life will test your resolve. The key is to adjust without losing focus on your overarching goal. Now let's address the fear of the unknown. To change your life, you must confront discomfort. It's tempting to stay in familiar territory, but growth lives on the other side of uncertainty. Face your fears. Ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen if I try and fail? Often the answer is far less catastrophic than you imagine. Relationships matter more than we admit. Who you surround yourself with can elevate or erode your progress. Seek out those who challenge you to grow, who inspire you, and who hold you accountable. And be that person for others as well. Let's talk about resilience. Change is messy. Plans fail, motivation wanes, and unforeseen challenges arise. But what defines success is your ability to adapt. When you stumble, and you will get up, reassess, and keep moving forward. So, how do you change your life in a year? You start by recognizing that it's possible. Then you commit to the daily grind, the small disciplined actions that build momentum. You stay clear on your goals, take responsibility for your actions, and refuse to let setbacks define your journey. By this time next year, you won't just be living a better life, you'll be living proof that change is not only possible but inevitable when pursued with purpose. Now go. The next 365 days are yours to shape out change your life in a year. The first and most critical step is to achieve clarity. Without clarity, you cannot hope to navigate the complexities of life effectively, let alone direct it toward meaningful change. Clarity begins with understanding yourself, where you stand, what you want, and what you need to leave behind. Many people underestimate how profoundly their current lack of direction undermines their efforts to improve. They float through their days, driven by external demands, fleeting distractions, or vague aspirations, never stopping to ask the hard questions. Clarity requires that you pause and confront these questions head-on. What are your strengths? Where are your weaknesses? What habits are you nurturing that bring you closer to a better version of yourself? And which ones are dragging you down? This process is uncomfortable, but discomfort is the price of self-awareness. Imagine trying to navigate through a dense fog. Every step feels uncertain because you cannot see where you are going. This is what life feels like without clarity. You may exert tremendous energy, but it often results in running in circles or heading straight into obstacles. The moment you gain clarity is the moment the fog begins to lift. Suddenly you can see the path before you, the obstacles you need to avoid, and the destination you want to reach. This insight changes everything. Is not an abstract concept, it is something you can cultivate deliberately. Start with your current reality. Be brutally honest about where you are. This is not the time for excuses, blame, or rationalizations. If your finances are a mess, admit it. If your relationships are strained, confront that reality. If your health is deteriorating, own up to the habits that contributed to that state. Denial will only prolong your stagnation. There is a profound freedom in acknowledging your situation as it is, because only then can you begin to change it. Once you understand where you are, the next step is to identify where you want to go. This is not as simple as listing a few goals or desires. It requires you to reflect deeply on what matters most to you. Many people fail here because they set goals based on societal expectations or the approval of others rather than their own values. But to create lasting change, your goals must be aligned with your true self. Ask yourself, what kind of life would I be proud to live? What would give me a sense of fulfillment? As you define your goals, make them specific and actionable. A vague goal like "I want to be healthier" is unlikely to inspire change. Instead, aim for something concrete, such as "I will lose 20 pounds by exercising 4 times a week and eating a balanced diet." Clarity in your objectives transforms them from distant wishes into attainable targets. Now, here is where responsibility comes into play. Clarity alone is not enough. You must take ownership of your role in shaping your life. Too often, people fall into the trap of blaming external circumstances for their lack of progress. They blame their upbringing, their boss, their partner, or even the economy. While external factors do play a role, they are not the ultimate determinants of your life's trajectory. The truth is, no one is coming to rescue you. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you can start taking meaningful steps toward change. Is empowering because it shifts the focus from what you cannot control to what you can. You cannot control the weather, but you can decide whether to carry an umbrella. You cannot control how others treat you, but you can control how you respond. This shift in perspective is not just theoretical, it is immensely practical. Every decision you make, no matter how small, contributes to the person you are becoming. Are your daily choices aligned with the goals you have set? Are you taking actions that move you closer to the life you want, or are you indulging in habits that hold you back? Taking responsibility also means embracing the hard truth that change will require effort. There will be days when motivation is low and excuses are tempting, but responsibility demands that you act despite these challenges. It requires discipline, consistency, and a willingness to endure temporary discomfort for long-term gain. Clarity and responsibility are inseparable. Clarity gives you the vision to see where you need to go, and responsibility provides the foundation to take you there. Together, they create a powerful synergy that enables you to break free from inertia and start building the life you want. Remember, the process of gaining clarity and taking responsibility is not a one-time event. It is a continual practice. As you grow and evolve, your goals may shift and new challenges may emerge. But the principles remain the same. Know yourself, define your path, and take ownership of your journey. If you commit to these principles, you can transform your life not just over the course of a year, but for the rest of your life. When we think about changing our lives, the tendency is often to aim for dramatic, sweeping transformations. The allure of a grand gesture, a complete overhaul of habits or circumstances, can be tempting. But the reality is, most profound and lasting change doesn't come from massive leaps. It comes from small, consistent actions repeated over time. This principle of incremental progress is both simple and profoundly effective, yet it is often overlooked in the pursuit of quick fixes and instant results. The beauty of incremental progress lies in its accessibility. No matter where you are in life, you can begin immediately with a small step. It doesn't require a perfect plan or ideal conditions. It simply requires you to act, even in a modest way, and to keep acting consistently. Consider this: if you improve by just 1% every day, the compounding effect over time is extraordinary. By the end of the year, those small daily improvements will have accumulated into significant growth. It's not the magnitude of each step that matters, but the discipline of taking those steps consistently. This approach can be applied to any area of your life. If your goal is to improve your health, you don't need to transform your entire diet or commit to an extreme exercise regimen overnight. Start by drinking 1 extra glass of water each day, or by adding a 10-minute walk to your routine. These changes may seem insignificant at first, but over weeks and months they build momentum. A single healthy choice often leads to another, and before long, the cumulative effect becomes undeniable. The same principle applies to your career or personal development. If you aim to learn a new skill, for example, the thought of mastering it in one go can be overwhelming. But what if you committed to just 20 minutes of focused practice each day? Over time, those daily efforts add up to hundreds of hours of practice. The progress may feel slow in the beginning, but consistency is what separates those who achieve meaningful change from those who remain stagnant. One of the key reasons incremental progress is so effective is that it builds confidence along the way. Each small success reinforces your belief in your ability to improve. It shifts your mindset from one of helplessness to one of agency. You start to see that change is not some distant or unattainable ideal, it's something you're actively creating day by day. This sense of control is empowering and often fuels further progress. Another critical aspect of incremental progress is that it reduces the psychological barriers to action. When you set an enormous goal, the sheer size of it can be paralyzing. You might find yourself procrastinating, unsure where to even begin. By breaking that goal into smaller, manageable steps, you remove the intimidation factor. Instead of focusing on the enormity of the task, you focus on what can be done today in this moment. This shift in perspective makes it far more likely that you'll take action and sustain it over time. Incremental progress also aligns with the way our brains and bodies adapt to change. Humans thrive on routines and habits, and trying to overhaul everything at once often leads to resistance. When you introduce small changes gradually, you give yourself the opportunity to adjust without overwhelming your system. Over time, these small changes become second nature, and what once felt difficult or unnatural begins to feel effortless. This is the essence of sustainable transformation. It becomes part of who you are rather than something you force yourself to do. It's important to recognize that incremental progress is not linear. There will be days when you falter or feel like you've taken a step back. This is a natural part of the process and not a reason to give up. Progress is often uneven, and setbacks are inevitable. What matters is your ability to return to your commitment, to pick up where you left off, and to keep moving forward. Each day is an opportunity to begin again, no matter how many times you've stumbled. A common misconception about incremental progress is that it's too slow to produce meaningful results. But this couldn't be further from the truth. The slow and steady approach often outpaces the quick and dramatic in the long run because it is sustainable. It creates a foundation of habits and skills that are built to last. Think of it as planting a tree. It takes time for the roots to grow deep and for the branches to stretch toward the sky, but once it's established, it becomes a source of strength and stability. The power of incremental progress lies in its simplicity and its consistency. It doesn't require extraordinary talent or resources. It requires only that you start and that you keep going. By focusing on small, manageable steps and committing to them daily, you create a compounding effect that can lead to extraordinary outcomes. 1 year from now, the seemingly small efforts you make today will have transformed into a life you can be proud of. To achieve lasting transformation in your life, having a plan is not just important, it is absolutely essential. The act of planning is often seen as a task of logistics or administration, but in truth, it is one of the most powerful tools you can use to direct your energy and efforts toward meaningful change. A structured plan is not simply a list of goals or tasks, it is a roadmap that guides you through the inevitable challenges and obstacles that will arise on your journey. Without such a plan, you may find yourself aimlessly wandering, making sporadic efforts that fail to produce significant or sustainable results. At its core, structured planning is about defining your objectives, organizing the steps to achieve them, and then committing to those steps with precision and consistency. It is not about having all the answers up front or creating a rigid blueprint that leaves no room for flexibility. Rather, a well-structured plan is a living document that can evolve as you progress. It is a flexible guide that helps you stay on track even when life's unpredictability throws you off course. The first step in creating a structured plan is to establish a clear sense of your ultimate goals. What do you want to achieve? This might be a long-term aspiration, like improving your health, advancing in your career, or building meaningful relationships, or it might be more immediate, such as completing a project or hitting a financial milestone. However, simply identifying the goal is not enough. You must also break it down into manageable chunks. These sub-goals or milestones provide a clear pathway forward, and they allow you to track your progress. The act of breaking down a large, intimidating goal into smaller, achievable steps can provide clarity and reduce the overwhelming sense of urgency that can lead to procrastination. Once you have broken down your primary goal into smaller, actionable components, the next phase of structured planning is to assign deadlines or time frames to each of these sub-goals. Without deadlines, even well-defined steps can lose their urgency. The human brain tends to prioritize immediate tasks over those that seem distant or indefinite. This is why it's crucial to create a sense of urgency for each step. A deadline doesn't just give you a time frame for completion, it creates a sense of commitment and external pressure to act. It's this deadline that will push you to take the necessary steps even when motivation wanes or distractions arise as you plan. It's important to acknowledge that life is inherently unpredictable. No plan, no matter how well structured, will ever unfold exactly as you envision it. Challenges will emerge, setbacks will occur, and you will likely face obstacles that you could not have anticipated. This is where the flexibility of your plan comes into play. A structured plan does not need to be rigid, it needs to be adaptable. This means that while your goals should remain constant, the specific steps and methods you use to reach them might need to change based on circumstances. The ability to adjust and remain agile is a key component of successful planning. A structured plan also requires consistent tracking of your progress. It's one thing to have a goal and a series of steps to follow. It's another thing entirely to monitor your advancements along the way. Regularly assessing your progress allows you to celebrate the small victories, recognize when you need to put in more effort, and adjust your approach when things aren't working as expected. It is through this continual process of reflection and refinement that the plan remains relevant and effective. Another critical aspect of structured planning is time management. Most people have a general sense of what they want to achieve, but the difference between success and stagnation often comes down to how well you allocate your time. It's easy to fall into the trap of being busy without being productive. You might find yourself filling your day with small, seemingly important tasks that don't actually contribute to your larger objectives. Structured planning helps you prioritize what matters most and allocate time for those high-impact activities that will bring you closer to your goals. This might mean cutting back on distractions, eliminating unnecessary activities, or being more intentional with how you use your time. The commitment to a structured plan also requires discipline. Discipline is not about doing things you enjoy, it's about doing what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. This is where the structure of your plan becomes essential. The specific steps and deadlines you've established serve as a guide, giving you a clear sense of direction even when motivation is low. It's easy to commit to something when you're inspired and excited. The true test of a plan's effectiveness is how well it holds up when the initial enthusiasm fades. A structured plan ensures that you stay on course regardless of your mood, emotional state, or external circumstances. A structured plan allows you to take control of your future. It doesn't guarantee a smooth, obstacle-free path, but it does provide you with the tools to navigate through difficulties and stay focused on your end goals. It serves as both a map and a compass, helping you to stay on course while allowing for course corrections along the way. It transforms vague aspirations into concrete actions, and those actions taken consistently over time become the foundation for meaningful change. Whether you're working toward personal growth, career advancement, or any other major goal, a well-thought-out, structured plan is the key to turning your vision into reality. It's not about having everything figured out, but about making deliberate steps forward with intention and purpose. Life is unpredictable. No matter how much we plan or prepare, we are always confronted with uncertainty. The future is shrouded in mystery, and it can feel daunting to move forward into that unknown territory. For many, the fear of the unknown can be paralyzing. We are conditioned to seek security, comfort, and predictability, and stepping into the unknown feels like stepping off a cliff without knowing what lies below. Yet, the only way to grow and evolve is to face that uncertainty head-on. Transformation begins not in the comfortable or familiar, but in the spaces where fear and uncertainty reside. When you set out to change your life, the very nature of change requires you to step into the unknown. You are challenging your current reality, and that means confronting a future that is not yet shaped. This is where most people stop. They become overwhelmed by the potential for failure, the risk of making mistakes, or the fear of the unknown consequences that might arise. The discomfort becomes so great that they retreat to the safety of their current situation, even if that situation is unsatisfactory or holding them back. But growth, progress, and success are never found in the safe confines of comfort. They are found in the willingness to step into the unknown, to embrace risk, and to allow yourself to be vulnerable to new experiences and challenges. The fear of the unknown is often rooted in our deepest insecurities. We fear failure, rejection, and loss. But these fears, while natural, are often exaggerated. The reality is that stepping into the unknown doesn't guarantee failure. In fact, many of the greatest accomplishments in human history were achieved precisely because someone was willing to take a leap into the unknown. The greatest discoveries, the greatest inventions, the greatest personal transformations all began with a single step into uncertainty. When you avoid the unknown, you close yourself off from all the possibilities that exist beyond your current reality. Facing the unknown requires courage, but courage doesn't mean the absence of fear. It means moving forward in spite of fear. Courage is the ability to act when you feel vulnerable, when you don't have all the answers, and when the outcome is uncertain. Courage is recognizing that while you cannot control every aspect of the future, you can control your response to it. The more you face the unknown, the more you build resilience and develop the capacity to handle whatever challenges come your way. Part of this process involves reframing the way we view fear itself. Instead of seeing fear as a signal to retreat, it can be viewed as an invitation to grow. Fear arises when we push ourselves beyond our current limits. It's a natural response to stepping into new, unfamiliar territory. But rather than being something to avoid, fear should be recognized as an indicator that you're on the right track, that you're venturing outside of your comfort zone and pushing the boundaries of what you thought was possible. The unknown can be a fertile ground for growth and opportunity, but only if you are willing to embrace it. The unknown is not an abstract concept, it is a constant and inevitable part of life. Every day we make decisions without knowing exactly how they will unfold. We are all stepping into the unknown every time we take a new job, begin a new relationship, or make a significant change in our lives. To wait for certainty before acting is to wait indefinitely. There will never be a perfect moment when everything aligns and all risks are eliminated. The best we can do is to act with the information we have, while remaining open to learning and adapting as we go. This mindset allows us to move forward with confidence, knowing that while we may not control the future, we can control how we approach it. One of the most important aspects of facing the unknown is developing the ability to adapt. Change is rarely linear, and the path to success is rarely smooth. You will encounter unexpected challenges, setbacks, and detours along the way. But these obstacles are not signs that you are on the wrong path. Rather, they are part of the process of growth. The key is to remain flexible, to adjust your strategies when necessary, and to keep moving forward, even when things get difficult. Resilience in the face of adversity is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about learning how to handle it when it occurs. Seeking support from others can help reduce the fear of the unknown. We often think that change must be faced alone, but in reality, many of the most successful people have mentors, coaches, or supportive networks that help them navigate uncertainty. These relationships provide guidance, encouragement, and reassurance during times of doubt. The support of others can make the unknown seem less daunting and help you gain perspective when things get challenging. Facing the unknown is an essential part of any meaningful journey. If you are to truly change your life, you must embrace the fact that the future is uncertain and that this uncertainty is an opportunity, not a hindrance. The unknown is where growth happens, where innovation occurs, and where your greatest potential lies. It is where you will find your true capacity to adapt, to learn, and to thrive. It is a place of infinite possibility, but only if you are willing to venture into it. The key to success, then, is not to avoid the unknown, but to learn how to navigate it with courage, flexibility, and the belief that the journey itself will bring you closer to becoming the person you are meant to be. When it comes to transforming your life, one of the most important factors to consider is the ability to stay resilient and persistent in the face of adversity. Change is hard, and the road to improvement is often filled with setbacks, disappointments, and moments of doubt. Many people begin their journey with great enthusiasm and optimism, but it's not long before the inevitable challenges start to pile up, causing them to question their decisions or lose motivation. This is where resilience and persistence become crucial. These two qualities separate those who achieve lasting change from those who give up when things get tough. It is often defined as the ability to bounce back from adversity. It is the mental and emotional strength that allows you to recover from setbacks, disappointments, or failures and continue moving forward. But resilience isn't just about recovering from hardship, it's about using those challenges as opportunities to grow. Every obstacle you face, every difficult moment you encounter, offers you a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more capable. In fact, it is often the moments of difficulty that shape your character the most, teaching you lessons that ease your path in the future. Persistence, on the other hand, is the ability to keep going, even when the progress is slow or the results are not immediately apparent. It is the determination to continue your efforts, even in the face of frustration or failure. Persistence doesn't mean blindly pushing forward without reflection. Rather, it means staying committed to your goals and taking consistent, deliberate actions toward them, regardless of how long it takes. It's the ability to keep going when motivation wanes and when it feels like your efforts aren't yielding the results you hoped for. In many ways, persistence is the companion of resilience. While resilience helps you recover from setbacks, persistence ensures that you keep moving toward your objectives, no matter how long it takes. The key to developing resilience and persistence is understanding that both are learned traits, not innate abilities. Nobody is born with the ability to persevere through life's toughest challenges. These qualities are cultivated through experience, reflection, and conscious effort. As you face setbacks, failures, and obstacles, you have a choice. You can let those challenges define you, or you can use them as stepping stones to improve. Each time you face adversity and choose to keep going, you strengthen your resilience. The more you push through difficult situations and persist in your efforts, the more you build your mental and emotional endurance. One of the greatest misconceptions about success is that it is reserved for those who are particularly gifted or talented. The reality is that success is often a result of persistence in the face of adversity, not an inherent ability. Those who achieve great things are often those who simply refuse to quit. In fact, persistence can often outpace talent because it is what drives you to keep improving, learning, and adjusting your approach when things don't go as planned. While talent may give you a head start, persistence ensures that you reach the finish line. The ability to persist requires that you learn how to manage frustration and disappointment. It's normal to feel discouraged when things aren't going your way, but the key is not to let those feelings derail you. Instead, view setbacks as temporary roadblocks, not permanent failures. A setback is simply a chance to reassess, recalibrate, and try again with a new perspective. Resilience is about reframing failure not as something to be feared or avoided, but as an essential part of the process. Every successful person has faced obstacles, but what sets them apart is their ability to continue despite those challenges. And persistence also requires patience. Change, growth, and success rarely happen overnight. It is easy to get discouraged when results are not immediate, but the process of transformation takes time. Whether you're trying to improve your health, grow in your career, or build better relationships, the journey is gradual. Progress may seem slow at times, and there will be periods where you feel like you are not moving forward. However, the key is to stay the course. Consistent, focused effort, even in the face of slow progress, will ultimately lead to meaningful results. One of the most effective ways to build resilience and persistence is by developing a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed over time through effort, learning, and persistence. When you adopt a growth mindset, you embrace challenges as opportunities to grow, rather than obstacles to your success. You understand that mistakes and failures are not reflections of your worth, but essential lessons that guide you toward improvement. With a growth mindset, resilience and persistence become natural responses to difficulty, because you see challenges as an inevitable part of the process. In addition, surrounding yourself with support and encouragement can help strengthen your resilience. When you encounter difficulty, it's easy to feel isolated, as though you are the only one struggling. However, Connecting with others who have faced similar challenges can provide you with the strength and motivation to keep going. Mentors, friends, and even online communities can offer invaluable support, perspective, and advice that helps you overcome obstacles. Sometimes, simply knowing that others have experienced what you're going through can make the difference between giving up and pressing on. Resilience and persistence are the backbone of lasting change. Without them, the journey toward improvement can feel overwhelming and discouraging, but with the right mindset, you can develop these qualities over time and use them to stay on track, even when the road gets tough. Change is not a straight path, it is full of twists and turns, and the ability to persist through adversity is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. By embracing resilience and persistence, you empower yourself to face life's challenges head on and keep moving forward, no matter how many times you are knocked down. Self-reflection is one of the most powerful tools you can use in your journey of personal growth and transformation. It may seem simple, even obvious, but the ability to reflect on your actions, thoughts, and emotions is often overlooked in the pursuit of change. Yet, without reflection, progress can become aimless and disconnected from your deeper needs and desires. The process of self-reflection allows you to examine where you are, understand why you are there, and determine where you want to go. It is a tool that helps you bridge the gap between your present reality and your ideal future, providing clarity, insight, and direction. At its core, self-reflection is about gaining a deeper understanding of yourself. It's about asking the tough questions: why did I react the way I did in that situation? What drives my behaviors, choices, and emotions? What are my strengths, and where do I still need improvement? These questions might seem uncomfortable or challenging to confront, but they are essential to real, lasting change. Without this introspection, you may find yourself repeating the same patterns, making the same mistakes, and ultimately going around in circles. Reflection helps break this cycle by bringing awareness to your actions and decisions, enabling you to choose a better course moving forward. One of the most valuable aspects of self-reflection is that it provides an opportunity to learn from experience. We all go through moments of success and failure, but without reflecting on those experiences, it is easy to miss the lessons they offer. Whether something has gone well or poorly, there is always valuable information to be gained. When you look back on your achievements, you can identify the habits, attitudes, and behaviors that contributed to those successes. Similarly, when you experience failure or setbacks, reflection helps you pinpoint what went wrong and what could have been done differently. These insights allow you to adjust your approach and avoid making the same mistakes in the future. Reflection also helps you become more self-aware. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth because it helps you understand your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in relation to your goals. It enables you to recognize when you are operating from a place of fear, insecurity, or autopilot, and to make conscious decisions to change your reactions and behaviors. By regularly reflecting on your experiences, you develop a heightened awareness of how your mindset, actions, and attitudes shape your reality. This awareness gives you the power to make intentional choices that align with your values and long-term objectives, rather than allowing yourself to be driven by external circumstances or fleeting emotions. Another key aspect of self-reflection is that it helps you align your actions with your values. It is easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and forget why you started on the path to change in the first place. Over time, the pressures of life, work, and relationships can cloud your sense of purpose, leading you to drift away from the things that truly matter to you. Regular self-reflection forces you to pause, reassess, and ensure that your actions are still aligned with your core values and long-term vision. If you find that you are straying from your true path, reflection provides the opportunity to recalibrate and refocus, ensuring that you remain on course. Self-reflection is also essential for emotional intelligence. It allows you to examine your emotional responses to different situations, helping you understand why you feel the way you do and how to manage those emotions effectively. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and regulate your own emotions, as well as the ability to empathize with and respond to the emotions of others. By reflecting on your emotions, you gain the ability to manage stress, frustration, and disappointment in a healthy way, which is essential for maintaining both your mental and physical well-being. This skill also enhances your relationships as you become more attuned to your own emotional needs, as well as the needs of those around you. Another benefit of self-reflection is that it promotes accountability. When you take the time to reflect on your actions and decisions, you take ownership of your choices. Instead of blaming external factors or other people for your circumstances, you recognize your own role in shaping your reality. This sense of accountability is empowering because it shifts the focus from what you cannot control to what you can control: your own thoughts, behaviors, and attitudes. When you hold yourself accountable, you stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for creating the life you want. Self-reflection is not always easy. It requires honesty and vulnerability as it asks you to confront aspects of yourself that may be uncomfortable or even painful to acknowledge. It can be difficult to face the reality that you are not always living in alignment with your values, or that you have made choices that have led to negative consequences. But this discomfort is precisely what makes self-reflection so valuable. It challenges you to grow, to improve, and to evolve into the person you want to become. The key is to approach reflection with compassion and non-judgment. It is not about criticizing yourself for past mistakes, but about using those experiences as stepping stones to build a better future. Incorporating regular self-reflection into your daily or weekly routine can significantly enhance your ability to achieve your goals and create lasting change. Whether it's through journaling, meditation, or simply taking a few quiet moments to think, the act of reflecting on your experiences will give you the clarity and insights you need to continue moving forward. The more you reflect on your thoughts, actions, and feelings, the more equipped you become to make conscious decisions that align with your values, build your resilience, and support your growth. Self-reflection is the foundation upon which all meaningful change is built. Without it, you are simply moving through life without truly understanding yourself or your motivations. With reflection, you can become more self-aware, align your actions with your values, learn from your experiences, and build the life you desire. It is through the process of self-reflection that you gain the clarity and direction needed to make lasting positive changes.